Okay. I think we're back. We actually figured out what the issue is, which is fantastic. We'll have to research that later. I have a capture card. That I was going to use to capture my Mac screen, and when I got rid of that, my CPU dropped to like nothing. So, super interesting. We will research that later. That being said, we are back. We're back up.
We are back, and I am on top. I love it.
All right. Why don't you give the pitch here while I'm bringing us up to the page? There we go.
Okay, welcome everyone to today's Cloud Native Coffee Hour. We have massive content planned. We are doing a special event today. We are going to learn about a Kubernetes native log aggregation system, amongst other things. We'll look more into it as we learn, called observIQ. As I call it, observIQ. And observIQ is a local company to the town that we live in Michigan. I keep hearing myself. Okay, we're good now. They are local, and they are a software development group, and we were reached out to by them, and we're super happy to help out local Kubernetes. Maybe they're not Kubernetes people yet, but they're writing software that is in our domain, and we're happy to help provide feedback. And I will tell you, you're going to see some feedback today, observIQ employees, if you watch this stream. In fact, I'm not going to write you an email. You can just watch this stream, and then you will see firsthand how three normal dudes that work in Kubernetes, certified Kubernetes administrators, all three of us, thank you very much, how we deal with your software. And I will tell you, I've seen it. I've not installed it before. I've seen the UI. I love it. It seems to check a lot of the boxes for me. And as I've said before, this is a really interesting space to be competing in. Like telemetry and logging and metrics, these are commodities, and you guys are competing in a very interesting commodity space. A lot of people have brand loyalty already, so I'm interested to see how well you do. I'm interested to give you feedback and help in any way I can. And it just so happens that at DevsOperative, we host our own Kubernetes cluster. I'm not going to tell you where that's located, but it's very close to me. And it's a bunch of Raspberry Pis. It's actually 11 Raspberry Pis, with 12 being a bastion. And those Raspberry Pis run on ARM. And we have worked with the observIQ people, put in a feature request. They took a feature request and they said, you know what? ARM is the future, isn't it? So let's make sure that this thing runs on ARM. And I said, hey, if you can give us ARM, we'll try it out. I'd be happy to try it out. They have delivered. And so today we are going to try. I think Makita does not have an account. So we're going to go through the account setup. We're going to go through the whole thing, and we're going to use a special install where we can use our ARM64 agent. It might not work. It's pretty beta. It's been working on their stuff, on their machines for a week. So they're confident. Hopefully we can pull the container image, and we'll give it a shot. I think it's going to be fun. And like I said, you're going to get raw feedback. You get feedback. Makita's going to let you know if he likes it or not. That's for sure. And that's open and honest feedback. That's the best we can do. What's that?
Should we start a timer? They're claiming 5 minutes and we'll be able to ship our logs.
Ship logs in 5 minutes. I don't know. I think we're trying. This is an entertainment stream, Sam. It's not a
speed run.
It's not a speed run. Chris LBC in the chat. Shout out.
5 minutes.
But I do think what we'll do, and Chris LBC in the chat, DevsOperative plant in the chat, has installed a virus on our Kubernetes cluster called LBCbot. In fact, it's not a virus. It's his baby, his piece of software, and it's running in our Kubernetes cluster. I think we could either try to aggregate those logs, because he's got Kafka, he's got Keycloak, he's got service proxies, he's got chatbots that are custom, he's got Postgres, he's got 6-node Redis cluster, really, Chris? 6 nodes? And Sprobot, which is kind of cool too. So he's got a bunch of stuff. That's something we could try to aggregate. Or we just focus on like Rook Ceph, which is something that we've installed recently that is a very important piece. Dude, they're smaller than one Java app. I even read him in Canadian. I love you so much, Chris. So those are our options, Makita. I think we could just start by trying to create an account and going through it. I've got the custom stuff, the instructions on how to do the thing, but that's not until like step 7. So.
Okay, walk me through it. Let's do it.
Right spot.
All right, sign up. Here we go.
Redis is so small. It is. It's only using 3 memory. It's crazy.
All right, let's create a password. At least one of the following is special characters.
So your password was shown on screen. Or that custom weird password was shown on the screen.
Good point.
So you'll have to just like change a couple letters in it after the fact or something.
Okay, I can do that.
Big brain. Because at DevsOperative, we are super secure. We're working on it. Security is a journey. Gosh.
Hold on.
Ooh,
Just 1 second.
That's a good idea.
Hey, there we go.
Oh, that's great.
There we go. There we go.
Super secure.
I'm very happy that you said something because I was not thinking about that. All right, there we go. We are back with a stream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Update. Okay. Here we go. Which platform will your logs be coming from? They will be coming from Kubernetes. For Kubernetes, your first step is to create a template for your cluster. Once you have a template, you'll use it to deploy an agent to your cluster. Templates can be set up to collect both Kubernetes specific logs and logs from other sources. Okay, template name. How about we call this K3S cluster?
So is this template can be set up to collect both Kubernetes specific logs and logs from other sources. So Kubernetes specific logs, in my opinion, the language is a little weird there. Does that just mean, it's going to grab the logs from standard out of my pods? Or is that like logs from the control plane?
Right, or events and stuff like that.
Because I'm expecting it to be...
kind of give you some of that.
Exactly. I'm expecting it to be my standard out stuff.
Well, it looks like we can collect pod names, all pods, all containers.
Okay. Okay.
Not sure what this is. Specify custom operators to add to the pipeline. Interesting. I kind of want to click this, but I don't want to be taken to this page.
Zoom in on that. Or you could probably boost your
Got it.
zoom level.
What's an operator?
Okay,
Nice.
so there's this. This is in. Okay, observIQ Okay, so it's in observIQ's GitHub area organization under Stanza. An operator is the most basic unit of log processing. Okay, so it's not referring to a Kubernetes operator.
Mm-hmm.
It's referring to a log operator. Each operator fulfills a single responsibility, such as reading lines from a file or parsing JSON from a field. Operators are then chained together. Okay, I'm not going to go through all this right now. This is a bunny trail, but it is not a Kubernetes operator.
No.
Okay, let me get rid of advanced here. Enable node logs.
Definitely.
Kubelet.
Ooh.
And cluster events. Yeah. So it's going to be rich, kind of like the out cold solutions. With
Maybe.
Spark.
Okay,
What I'm looking for.
Kubernetes kubelet journal D log path. It will read from run journal or var log journal if this parameter is omitted. Okay, let's take a look at that real quick.
You pulling it up?
Yeah. Here we go.
Not the IP.
Did you really? It's okay.
Yeah, we'll just do node 1 here. That didn't work.
I started doing the CKS training, and there's a lot of
Mhm.
security things that we should do. So further streams, maybe. Probably
This
do
is
that
about
after.
We're gonna change the whole stream to be security hour or whatever.
Security hour.
But
Remember, this cluster is very
marketing
new.
Security was top buzzword.
It's a new cluster.
Very new
This is
cluster with a new distribution, so we're still messing around with it. Okay. What am I doing? I want to
the
look
journal.
at the let's see. I mean, we're running a Raspberry Pi specific version, so I don't know if it's going to be the same. So this is /run, and is there a journal D in here? There is no journal D in run. What was the other location they said here? In the
var
tooltip?
log journal. Var log journal.
Okay. Var log journal. It is there. Let's see. Oh, not a problem. This seems correct.
I think it's fine. I think it's worth. It seems default. We should be fine.
Yep.
Okay, so it said it's going to do. Okay, it'll do that or that. So, okay, we'll just leave it.
Yep.
Enable cluster events. An array of namespaces defaults to use all namespaces. Great. We'll leave it. Start at the end.
End. All right.
Beginning or end.
Is this a trick question?
Well, I know it. I get it. I think I would normally hit end, but to get a lot of info right away, we could hit beginning.
I mean, if you start at the end is the beginning, just for the record.
Oh boy. Whew, okay. Yeah, let's
say
just
leave
go
it
with
at end. That was the default, right?
Take the default.
Taking it. Okay. Okay. Okay, deploy agents using this template to start. Add agents. Here we go. Right, so here is the secret, service account, cluster role binding, and then, okay, so here's the daemon set.
And so the special instructions from observIQ HQ, from our plants there, once you arrive at the step where observIQ-agent YAML is generated, download the observIQ agent.yaml and update the following lines.
Okay,
And
please hold.
cannot, no problem.
Observe
We're good.
IQ.
You'll need to make
Agent.
that bigger too.
Okay. Not a problem. I can do that. I think I can do that.
Sam, how's your coffee? My coffee's great for a coffee hour.
That's great. Oh yeah.
How does
Are
that
you
look?
drinking coffee? That looks great, Makita.
Okay. Here we go. See, this weight right here is why I wanted to do it on my Mac with the capture card, but we're doing it on Windows. It will deal. Exactly. Okay, here it comes. Paste anyways.
Are you sure you want to paste?
Okay, what lines?
Containers, image, observIQ -agent.
Okay.
And instead of 1333-remote, we want observIQ agent : and it's going to be a get hash, a SHA hash number here. So you can delete that tag there. 7, lowercase c as in Charlie, 90828. Kudos for them giving us mostly a number. Yes. After updating, run kubectl apply-f observIQ agent-yaml.
Cool. So just update the image to the ARM version and call it good.
Let's hope that's the ARM version. They promised it.
Okay.
It's
Saved.
gonna be a giant fail. It's gonna be a really short stream if that doesn't work. Just kidding.
All right, here it comes.
You're already authentic. Yep, you were good to go. Oh, I'm seeing BotCube is talking to me.
2 default storage classes were found. Let's
What?
declare. We just have to declare the we just have to declare the storage class because
LBC bot got you in the chat.
Perfect. Let me do that real quick. Storage class name. Storage class. Okay. Persistent volume. Here it is.
So searching Docker Hub, just a heads up, there is an observIQ agent ARM64.
What?
If they told you to run that SHA, then we're going to run that SHA.
Yeah, we're running the show.
Same level as resource. Add it. Under spec or under metadata?
Probably spec.
Spec. Perfect.
I'm going to warn you right now that SHA is in the other repo.
What other repo?
So the image name instead of observIQ agent is observIQ agent-ARM64.
Okay. Thank you, Sam. Wow, that's big brain. So we've been given instructions that may have an intentional mistake in it just to see. They're testing us.
Uh-huh.
You got to get up pretty early in the morning to get past Sam, okay? That's all I'm
Does
saying.
that look all right, Christopher? Okay.
I like our syntax checker in the chat.
Right.
Pretty nice.
All right, here. Try it again. Boom. There it goes. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's check it out here. Crash loop back off. Logs.
Makes sense.
It is not an ARM image. Okay.
It's
Good
not
call,
even
Sam.
a valid image, right? I don't know how I grabbed it. Yeah.
What? It's a valid image. It pulled it down, tried to start it, and now I'm getting exec user process, exec format error, which is
Okay.
meaning that it was compiled for the
Right, yeah.
wrong architecture.
Not going to get past
tagging
this.
the other repo.
This one, container creating still. Successfully signed. Go ahead.
It is a thing. It is a valid image.
This one is referencing. Okay. This one's running.
Be lagging behind them. Okay.
So this one is okay. So this one's calling 1333 remote. So we probably did not change it in all the spots. Not a problem. Let's take a look again here.
And maybe that didn't depend on anything that was.
We're getting big brain advice from the chat.
incompatible.
Big brain advice from the chat. I think we have a helper.
Got it.
JH. Just a heads up, you'll update the image.
IQ. Yeah.
You'll update the agent twice in the YAML, the agent image.
Got it.
I got a JH at observIQ there.
Appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
There it is. Got it.
Yep.
There we go. Okay. Let's give it another shot. Beautiful. All right. Heading over. All right. Terminating our mistake and bringing up. Here we go. Okay. Perfect.
Big damage.
Big damage. We're popping off, boys. Popping off.
It's popping. All the pies are melting.
Good. Good.
Ah, what's this? This is just me being zoomed in too far, probably.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that didn't look good.
Next stream, we'll get the K9's developers on here giving us help. Give some feature requests. Oh, these are ready.
Yeah, we're coming up.
Yeah.
We're coming online.
Coming online.
One more. All right, let's take a look at here. Look at that. Look at that, boys. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
More logs.
Wow,
We need to get
dude.
the soundbox.
Uh,
Take me through what you're looking at here. So what are we looking at now?
Yeah, we are looking at, so this is the page where it said deploy the agents, and it generated a secret key and all the things, and then it told us to apply it. And then down here, I noticed there was a spinner, because it's just, I'm assuming on their end, it's constantly looking for a connection. And so I came back here expecting this to be filled in, and it was. That's pretty cool. That was fun. Kudos to the team. That was really cool. Let's see, are they all up now? Okay, that one just
Seems
came
good.
up. And that one was, yeah, see, I'm just too zoomed in here. I got to zoom this out just a little bit. Forgive me. Okay, so that's node 2 just came online. And let's see if the logs are showing up better now. I don't know if there just are no logs or...
Those themselves may be
Did
very
you
quiet.
Oh yeah, you hit all. Yeah. I don't know. All right. So check the dashboard.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. I don't want to. Okay. Well, look at that. Look at that, dude. Okay. Agents. Where do I go from here? Let me zoom out on the website just a little bit. Okay.
There was explore logs on the right of each of those agents.
Was there? Oh, cool. Okay, let me click that. There we go. Cool. This is exactly what I wanted.
Okay. Okay. It looks good.
Boom. What do we got here?
And there's
What
our
is this?
stuff.
There's our stuff. That was pretty easy. That was up and running in 5 minutes.
That could be 5 minutes if you're not, if you don't make Smooth Brain didn't check all the container image. That's an on-stream mistake. That's our mistake.
Uh-huh.
It's an honest mistake, though, because no matter how good you are,
You never know.
it's honest.
You never know what's in someone else's YAML. Never run someone else's YAML. It's a good rule to live by.
Okay, let's see what we got here, because right now we're filtering just by our one agent here. Let's undo that.
Yep. Ooh, there were some agents with more than others.
A lot of errors going on.
Yeah, whose cluster is this? Some second-rate Kubernetes shop? What is this?
See, I'm telling you, dude, Rook has issues. So we installed Rook the other day on this cluster, which, we run Rook on a daily basis for clients, not on ARM, and it works great. But we just installed this on our ARM cluster like 2 days ago. And after we installed it, we're like, we're getting errors every now and again, but we haven't had a ton of time to look at it. So, but we can look at it here. So let's take a look. They have some dashboards that they showed us. Let's take a look at the Kubernetes overview dashboard. I have not seen this other than a demo before. So let's see what we got. So let's select the DevsOperative cluster. I kind of just want all namespaces. Can I just hit enter here? Or did it work?
Yeah,
I think
you're
it
getting
worked.
stuff, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Got it. Events by severity. There's only 5,450 errors in the cluster.
I will say...
Zoom in a bit on that range.
Yeah. Couple points of information from me, or at least thoughts while you're poking around here. The agents, as I would expect, are using about 200 milli-CPU a piece. So they're pumping a lot of logs over the wire at the moment. Our cluster CPU jumps somewhere between 16 and 35%, depending on how much it's doing. My gut is that it's trying to catch up. If it's starting from the end and then just I don't know what it's doing. It's probably shipping a ton of logs that it sees. I don't know. And it might take a hot minute to catch up to baseline. I'm wondering if that's the behavior. I guess that's my gut on that. I don't know what you guys think about that. I wouldn't expect these to run that hot under normal circumstance. I'm going to hold judgment.
Seems reasonable.
Unclear. I think only time will tell, because we did just install it and now it's pumping a whole bunch of stuff out. Just like you were saying. So yeah, I'm not sure. Compared to everything else that's running in the cluster, I mean, everything else is running in the, I guess the Rook Ceph operators.
Yep.
About 491, pretty high. Rook looks like it's somewhat heavy.
Yeah.
Everything else, though, is running very, very small in terms of CPU utilization.
It it's really interesting that there are 0 logs in those agents and the cluster events. I guess I like it when apps by default at least tell me that they started up and it's happy. And this is communicating over the wire back to the mothership, shipping logs. So a lot's got to go right for that to work. Relatively. Seems like it could say,
Right.
"Hey, I'm healthy."
Let's take a look at what the logs. Let's take a look at what it's shipping out in particular. Because Chris made a good point. He's like, unless my apps are just logging like crazy, we've run into that in the past where certain apps are just super chatty, and you end up having to put in filters for certain things.
Correct.
Help me out here, Dan. You are the king of filtering logs.
So maybe zoom out a little bit and we can read the available fields on the left. Labels.k. Yeah. Okay. So we were just zoomed in a little bit, but you can see over on the left.
Yeah.
There's probably a labels. Scroll down a little bit. One of these we should be able to use as a app name of sorts. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a pod app up towards the top. That would potentially
pro tip, sorry. If you crack open one of these, hit the little chevron on any of these, we can just take a look. So pick one of these Rooksef ones. Hit the chevron.
Oh.
LBC bot.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so you could probably filter to that. Oh, that's the namespace.
Yeah.
That's just the namespace and the pod name ZK1.
Zookeeper1. Well, this is an info.
Chris.
More infos. What are these from?
Yeah.
Zookeeper. Okay. Let's check out this one. This is an error. And this is coming from Rook. I am curious, Dan. Can we filter? Or can we change this view into showing just like 2 columns? How do we do that?
Yes. If you break open how do we change it to 2? Yeah, where is the... So this is a Kibana skin of sorts, right?
Yep.
Normally, click that little third icon to the left. It looks like a little table. On the very left of any of these, that one. That would add it to the list of items in the table.
Got it. That's exactly what I wanted. And then I think I want to get rid of summary.
Top left, you can get rid of those items. You'll see the selected fields in the top left, at the top.
Got it.
If you scroll up to the top. Okay.
In the sidebar.
Summary isn't showing up here. Summary is not showing up. I wanted to get rid of the summary just so we could just see kind of like a collection here.
Huh.
Let's see. Where's the summary? There's the message, filter for field present. Oh, nope. I just added it twice.
Summary is required. That's kind of interesting.
Okay. Not a problem. It was just me trying to clean this up so I could see. All right, so I wanted to see. Look at this. All the errors are in Rooksef. All of them.
And that makes sense if you were looking at our cluster logs.
Look at that. Now, some of these, I think we might have, like, if we look at the message here, like, that is the whole message. So I think we would need to put in some parsing stuff here, because this might just be, like, one error separated by, like, a new line character, because this is looking, I mean, like, if you scroll this, it looks like one error.
Click View Surrounding Documents on the right. On the very right. There you go.
Yeah.
So that should just be the, okay. Well, I was expecting that to give me the text, just the text that it kind of took in.
I think we can just say view raw or something.
Yeah, that's what Splunk used to let us do.
Was nice.
Splunk is the Cadillac.
No, Dan, this is the Cadillac.
I'm sorry. This is the Cadillac. Splunk is just hot garbage. I actually hate Splunk.
No, I'm just trying to...
Like it a lot. I'm not going to buy it for my K3S cluster. Sorry, Chris.
Anyways, I think we've already proven, without me having to go in there, that it is pulling in each line. And it's probably just doing a new line, which is very normal, very default behavior.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Rook stuff.
This stream has already turned into, okay, we're going to install observIQ, and it's already naturally turned into, we're analyzing
what's wrong with our cluster?
Logs. Yeah, damn it. So well done. We got right to business trying to fix our problem, and it runs on ARM.
Yeah,
it does. This is fantastic.
Finger clap.
Yeah,
I can do a finger clap for you. I learned that from a third grader.
Yeah, so, instead of us continuing to just look at our errors here, because we were just pulled in by it, which, kudos to the tool. I've been watching, I don't know if you guys have been seeing this stuff, I've been seeing it on Reddit and YouTube a lot. People are building Kubernetes clusters on Raspberry Pis a lot more often. And I am seeing a lot of people's setups, And I just saw a guy the other day who was showing his setup and how he's got like all these things and how he's got it all set up. And I always look at these and I'm like, oh shit, I feel like we overbuilt our cluster. Because we got 12 of these Pis in a pretty, a compact but still a what do you call them? A rack. We have a nice rack mount with some doors, but we also bought some pretty nice PoE equipment and pretty big switches from that perspective. Yep. And it runs great. I mean, we have this kind of production grade setup with Raspberry Pis. That being said, I've seen a lot of people set up these Raspberry Pi clusters at home, and they're not as big as ours, but like a 3-node cluster, and then they install things like a Home Assistant on it, or Pi-hole, those types of things. And then I see them setting up like Grafana and Prometheus, which is great. But this is cool. I mean, if you were to just give somebody hey, here's a quick guide to set up your own Kubernetes cluster, and then they were able to just, in 2 seconds, have dashboards and logs show up with this.
Yeah,
it's pretty powerful.
And I mean, looking at their pricing, I mean, if you're not looking for long-term retention, I don't know how long the trial is. They all just say start trial, but for a 3-day retention, you have unlimited users at $0 a gigabyte. So free is pretty good when you're not, if you're just DIY hacking, this is really good.
I am curious what the free plan gives.
You're up to 3 gigs a day. So with LBC bot going.
Well, I'm in a free trial. For 14-day retention free trial. I'm afraid to click this because I don't want it to just auto switch me.
JH Rich has said free trials, 14 days, unlimited ingestion.
What is
Which
the
is a really
Cool.
funny word.
So JH, I'm assuming you are from observIQ. Actually, I can see that. Yeah. Tell us, like, so my example of like somebody at home, because we had you guys compile it for ARM for us, but we actually use our ARM cluster to host production workloads. But for like a DIYer at home who wanted to install this, what is the free plan? Can they install it to still see at least maybe a live feed, or what's that like?
So, I mean, he's saying 3 gigs of daily ingestion for 3-day retention. So the other part is, we just did star, star, star. We want every pod from every namespace. We want all the node alerts, the events, I feel like, we didn't dig into it, but you could limit, if you are just the home user and you're looking for certain things, maybe you want, I don't know, you want the logs of just your app or whatever. This seems like a great solution.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 3 gigabytes with 3 days of retention, that's a ton for a small DIY cluster. That would be perfect.
Right.
That's quite a lot. Because can you refresh this? Is this really telling us we've only done 32 at the moment? That's cool. You have access to all the features on the free plan. You're just limited by, or the business model is daily ingestion and amount of retention. That's great. Thank you for not nickel and diming us as users. I'm sure you guys hate that too, being users of other software. It's like, can I get the feature, please? Can I get the pretty dashboard? I want the good graph.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty amazing.
Looks like they have
45 meg
alerts too.
Yeah, let's check out the alerts.
Livetail alerts, unlimited user.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Alerts is
Livetail,
big
that sounds
brain.
fun.
If you can alert on node health kind of things, I really want that.
Rook. Severity. Error. Search query. The Lucene query that'll be
And
search logs.
Chris, it looks like the paid tiers you pay per gig, and it just goes up in retention. And I don't know if there's a limit per day on your gigabytes, or if you just obviously pay more when you're paying per gig.
45 megs always shipped. I mean, that's pretty good. And our stuff is chatty. Pretty chatty bot right now.
Yep.
I want to add an alert here. So it's a Lucene query for... Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm so bad at writing these.
Usually you can just click through it, dude. You can click through it, right? Oh.
Yeah.
I would pull up a Discover. Sorry, the lag is kind of weird. But yeah, you're just in there. You can start typing and click through it.
Labels?
I have to go mute my dog, so I'll be right.
Got him.
Labels?
Did Sam say he was just going to go kill his dog on stream?
He's gonna mute him.
Yeah. I'm going to go mute my children. Please no. Please no. Be gentle.
Hold on. What am I looking for here? I am looking for the name. I don't want the container name. I don't even want the deployment name. I want like a namespace name.
It's been a Prime delivery or something.
I don't like this. This is a terrible query, but it's just what I'm going to go with right now. I want a label or a resource dot namespace name. Resource dot namespace.
Grocery delivery, actually. I got the notification.
We could talk about that off stream. Getting your groceries delivered is truly the forbidden fruit. I don't advise it because you can't stop. Can't stop once you do it.
It's the best. How are you not on board?
Well, we've done it once. That's all I'm going to say. This is a technology stream, Sam. Keep your homemaking to yourself.
I'm
I don't
just
think that's
giving
gonna
Nikita time to type.
I know.
Okay, that worked. Excellent. So, again, yeah, the parsing is bad.
Rook's logs are really weird anyway. So
They are.
yeah.
We're gonna.
I would say none of this is observIQ fault. We're just
It is
looking
not.
at crappy pod logs.
Yeah.
There's not a lot to do here with the ingestion. The fact that we can read them on the internet is magic. The magic of observIQ.
If the log count, okay, this is going to be easy.
Here we go.
Is greater than 0. I just want to see what an alert looks like.
Right.
This is going to go off instantly.
Send it to sam.delamarter.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I don't want to give away his email address.
It's at DevsOperative.com.
Oh, God.
Incidents. Notifiers. Add a notifier.
I was gonna say, can we set up a webhook? Is there webhooks for this? This is kind of cool.
Name. I don't know what to put in here. Notify. Notify Dan.
Put whatever,
Hey.
dude.
Notify
There you
Dan. Set up email. Yeah. Ooh, Slack. PagerDuty. Nice. Let's see what happens. I'm probably gonna want to turn this off instantly. I want to look at my email. Here, I'll look it up on my phone. Hold on.
Yes. I was gonna say, you better hope that delete isn't a paid feature here.
Okay. So I just got I didn't get any emails yet.
Incidents.
And okay, it's enabled. As long as my query was correct. Severity, error.
Did you
Query is this.
test the query?
I did, over here.
Do view and explore.
Okay.
Where'd you
Oh,
see
cool.
that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice. Top right.
Well, I'm gonna refresh here. Oh, well, nothing new's come in. Oh, nothing new's come in, unless that is. Let's see. When was the last time something came in here?
I think it might have caught up, you know.
456
Right, so
was
are
the
we-
last error.
And so you're just looking at RookSF pods. Pods and RookSF.
I am. Let me look
I go to
everywhere.
RookSF.
Okay, so something did just happen here. And this happened in Rook's F. Literally just now. Checking the alerts again.
So what's it set to do?
Oh. In the last 5 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this Explorer didn't bring it up. But it's set to... Let's edit it. Okay. Trigger if the log count in the past 5 minutes is greater than 0. Oh. Notify Dan. Update. I think that was the problem.
Okay. Yep.
Did you just not select yourself?
Well, I set it up over here in notifiers, but I think all I did was create the notifier, and I didn't actually connect it to the alert.
Gotcha.
Chris was like, hey, it just restarted 20 minutes ago, but nothing since then. Woohoo!
That's right, baby. Super solid.
Checking it again.
Yeah, I like how we're setting an alert to like we're rooting for our cluster to burn to the ground for a minute. Like, you hate to see it.
Oh, you gotta fix that rook one of these days.
You guys were so impressed when I got rook installed so quickly the other day, right in front of you.
Uh-huh.
Zapped the drives and everything. Gosh.
That's the frustrating part, is that, you know, you got it installed and it works. Like, Chris is using it for everything. I mean, he's got Redis and Zookeeper and I think his own personal DBs in there, and it's working. And so I don't know what's going on. I haven't looked at the logs, but I'm also not a storage expert, so.
At JH, quick tip. You can use the dynamic filter bar plus search at the top of Explorer to more easily create alerts.
Oh.
Dynamic filter bar and search at the top of the Explorer.
Probably to the right of the search bar. There's that little bell.
Yep.
That's cool.
That's right.
What's this do? Oh, it's the live tail.
Cool. Oh, yeah.
I want to test this feature real quick. Let me find a pod that is like super chatty.
Let's look in the LBC bot namespace.
Got it.
I wish I was as smart as Chris to be able to create an API to put in this namespace.
Kafka, not chatty. Not chatty. Ooh. Deleting expired cooldowns. Very nice.
Dude.
Okay.
I think Sprobot does stuff.
Reconnecting to Discord. Reconnected and replayed one event. Done. Ooh.
Cool. It's doing things.
This is the last minute. Okay, this is it. This is what we want. We want ZK. Yep. Anything with ZK in it. So let's go back to Explore here. All right, we got... Again, I'm not good at these, but I'm gonna try labels dot K8s. This might not be right. K8s dash pod / app. And I think, isn't it like the squiggly line? For like contains ZK?
I think if you type contains, it'll pull up the notation. Or how does that work? Kibana has some natural helper functionality.
Maybe it's range search, field search.
If we want to try something, the dynamic filter that JH was telling us about is that thing right underneath the bar. Does anything good show up in there? Like, does that just naturally find our stuff? Like source?
Are you talking about like right here?
No. Severity. Yep. Agent, source, type. Those were the dynamic filter features there.
Oh, okay.
And I love the node and events type or source. That's really sweet.
Look at that. And it tells you how much percentage of the logs. So if I set container here. Okay. Got it. JH, thank you. This way better. Okay. So Look at that. Yeah, Rookceph is 8. This is exactly what I wanted to see. This is literally exactly what I wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
So we can now see like all the errors that are coming in, or at least all the logs. 87% of them are coming from Rookceph. LBC bot got 10% though.
It's the little app that could. Don't
Let's check.
don't test him. Don't test him.
Error token manager, lexical error.
There's always going to be an error during a live demo.
Uh-huh.
There we go. There we
JQ's
go.
going to be like, "Hey, give me that error."
I
Give me that
think
error in the chat.
even though you couldn't see my query in the search bar, I think it was still like left over or
Oh.
something. Okay, look at this. Reconnecting to Discord.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Right, so this should
Very cool.
include
Okay.
Zookeeper. So let me click the live log now. That's the feature I really wanted to try out here. Boom. There they are.
And it
What do you
pulls
think of that,
over
Chris?
all the query that you were dealing with. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, and it looks like I can actually continue to refine it.
Really?
Pulls over the query filters. Big brain
that-
features. I like that.
Definitely.
That's
the colors?
That's really good. That's
It's
really
good.
good. I actually
Valid.
haven't seen anything like this before.
See you, Chris.
Yes, we are getting near the end of our stream. This has been wildly successful. Hopefully it's been helpful to the observIQ crew. Certainly it's been helpful to us. Number one, because we're spending time caring about our cluster health, which we need to do. So that's half the reason why we're doing this on stream. It's insanely important to monitor your stuff. And it's a very ambiguous thing to say, I'm monitoring things. But what Makita is, showing live is how you analyze your logs and learn in real time what's going on in your cluster, then sorting through the chaff, finding the good nuggets of, that error is a big problem. That error is you better email McCracken so that he can flash that node if we're getting timeouts on node 5. We got to replace that sucker. Let's drain a cord and let's get it happening. So, and the fact that you can do alerts right off the bat, I mean, that's the way that we're using Kibana in other clients. There's a large barrier to entry to do that, and the fact that's actually my favorite feature of the app when I first saw it. Just let me create alerts. That needs to be the lowest friction thing if you want people to take the behaviors they're learning from their logs, the analysis that's happening, and then actually make a change. That's what I like the most. So kudos.
Look at that. Yeah, this literally instantly filters. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Look, if I just turn it on to info here. Look at that.
And the great part here is, it worked. I think it works really well for our use case where we've got a thin cluster. We're running Raspberry Pis. We don't have big iron. All of the, and we're not running Grafana, Prometheus locally here, or Lucene and Elasticsearch, or we're not running Elk in our cluster. They're taking care of that. So we don't need to have big iron to do the indexing and storage and all that stuff. That's all off cluster, which is perfect for us because we don't want that stuff bogging down LBC bot. We want LBC bot to run. That's why we've got that there.
Yep.
And our logging is handled externally and very low friction. Big. Good.
Right.
So
Look at that. I found the node 2.
yes. Yeah. And we'll see if it can pick up, and maybe this is the next, when we were talking to the observIQ team, they wanted to know mostly the things that we didn't like, because obviously they know the things their customers like. But they did want to know the things we don't like, or things that they can improve upon. I feel like, I guess if I'm reaching, this isn't a criticism, this isn't maybe another feature request. We're not running full-blown Kubernetes. I believe that this tool is absolutely configured out of the box to scrape all the right places for all the things that we'd expect, find the kubelet, find the control plane stuff. We are running K3S. And a lot of people run K3S in this type of lightweight use case. It's actually, well, that's why we're running it, because we're running the heavy stuff and it just wasn't flowing well on the pies, among other things. That's kind of what we have deduced. We're having really good luck with K3S. K3S is its own kind of animal. And so I wonder, and I guess this is something we can look into more as we analyze our logs, how well out of the box does this take care of control plane stuff for K3S? I feel like when we were just quickly going through the quick filters, there were quick filters for a source of the control plane components, and they were empty, which is exactly what I'd expect, because we're not really running a normal control plane. So maybe the big brain play, if you guys are getting short on features, stand up K3S and figure out how I can get the goodies out of that. I mean, they probably already got this figured out, and I just need to read the docs. But that might be a next step for us to try and take a look at, see if we can get the control plane in there, because it's a non-standard. It's K3S as opposed to normal Kubernetes. There you go.
Right. And I mean, managed Kubernetes services in the cloud too are probably going to be similar, where you're not going to see by default your control plane stuff. So, and maybe that's more of a feature that would help them is, I don't know. I don't know if you can get at that with AKS and stuff, but.
Kubelet and node errors.
And K3S isn't necessarily production grade Kubernetes, so I don't think it's the biggest thing in the world.
Careful what you say.
So
what is it?
They're gonna come after you.
To be so, I mean, my take on it so far, I like it a lot. We have a full-blown elk running at one of our clients right now, and it does not have this dynamic search bar. This is a killer feature for me. Like right now, when I have to debug what's going on in the cluster, instead of going to elk, I'll go straight to the logs. Like I'll just look at the logs right here to figure out what's going on, or do some grepping or whatever. If I had those dynamic searches, I think that's. I mean, McCracken, you were just saying that for maybe a smaller use case, you could see it being super powerful. I think this is super powerful even at a large use case. Honestly, I think it does everything you need it to. I would like to look more into how we can maybe get the log parsing a little bit better, because and that's no fault on observIQ's end. That's just a part of setting up log aggregation. So I would like to see these logs cleaned up a little bit. If I had to give, so from my perspective, being a Kubernetes admin, it honestly went great. I do think about how this is a crucial piece of the cluster. If I was going to stand up a new cluster dynamically, which is something that people do, you might have a blue and a green cluster, and you're standing them up all the time. I think about how do I automate getting this put in. Right now, and I think the industry as a whole, when it comes to Kubernetes, uses Helm a lot, or they use an operator, a CRD of some kind. We use Heat, which is a Ubuntu configuration management language, but for our cluster, we're using Ansible. We've also used Terraform a lot, and I think about how I was going to automate the installation of this, and it would be a lot easier with like a Helm chart of some kind. If I were to make any type of feature request for just the adoption or the automation of its installation, I would say probably a Helm chart. Just because then you can host the Helm chart and just pass in your secret key to the Helm chart. It just makes it a little cleaner, especially since most apps are installed that way. That being said, I could take what you gave us and turn it into a Helm chart too. But I do see this being a cool way of like, hey, here's our open source destination. Oh, you want to play around with our product? Here's the Helm chart. Helm install observIQ. Boom, it's up and running. You know, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get off my box now. Sorry.
Sam, thoughts? Closing thoughts?
Agree with everything you guys said. And yeah, I mean, we're kind of looking at it from a smaller cluster standpoint. Some things maybe you could stress test more is just, more. We have some chatty apps, but not really. There's not that many logs. So like what's the snappiness of it? How many nodes, if we scale out to 50 nodes?
That is good.
Is it fine?
I forgot about that, Sam.
Like that.
These are taking up quite a bit of CPU, which is fine. I honestly, I don't really have a number. I don't know what's normal. I could go look at some other clusters, but all of our clients' clusters, have hundreds of apps running in them with a lot more logs. So I don't know, is this just standard CPU memory utilization, or should we expect that to be higher or lower, or I don't know.
To me, the CPU seems high, but it's my hope is it's doing a lot of work. It's looking at a bunch of places on the node, and it might need that. Because this isn't a criticism to say, oh, the software should be slimmer than that. I mean, it's doing a lot of work. We put it there for a reason. It's going to cost money. Right. It's going to cost CPU.
Yeah.
Here's my thought, and I know JH, you're in the chat right now. They set limits and requests on this themselves, and if you come and look here, every single one of them is using between 80 and 100% of the request. Mm-hmm. I think this is just what it runs at, and I don't think it's going to go much higher. I think it uses about between 200 and 250 CPU as its just base amount, and I think that's I don't think it's going to go higher than that, honestly, because they set a limit on it. So I think they did a lot of performance testing in order to do that, would be my guess.
Yeah, and that's fine. If it's not going to spike more than that, like as long as it performs through high load, then seems like they did a good job.
And if they haven't done performance testing, they're going to now.
No, that's what they recommend.
Cool. That's what they recommend.
They're on it.
I'm not going to touch it. That's a vendor chart, in my opinion.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, awesome.
This looks fantastic. Yeah. We usually try to keep these streams to an hour. We went a little bit over. We also started a little late because of technical issues. Yeah. Thank you for shooting this our way, and we'll get in touch with you guys at observIQ here through email and stuff to talk some more. I would be more than happy to dig into more stuff. Right now, we didn't really have a plan for what we were going to test, so I hope that we covered enough on the stream. But we'll get in touch and we'll see if you guys want us to test anything in particular later.
Yep.
Yeah, this is good. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Big thanks to observIQ, and have a great week, right?
Have a great week. And yeah, I'll try to get this VOD up.
Middle of the week.
It is, yeah. I like it though. I'm going to try to get this VOD up on YouTube. I'll try to edit it a little bit so there's not as much of us just staring at the screen. But yeah, it'll be good. Any closing remarks from you guys?
Great job. Good demo. Hey, this live demo is unprepped, so you gotta love it when that happens. And appreciate the help, JH, in the chat.
And for everybody watching, I think it's just observIQ. Hold on, I'm gonna go through Google again here. Yeah, it's just observIQ.com or observIQ. I am so sorry. We we said that when we talked to you guys originally, and it became a joke, and now we just keep saying it. observIQ.com, and you can sign up for a free trial. So we will see you guys next week, and I will spend more time making sure my setup is solid so we can start on time.
Great.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
See ya.
Yep.